Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah. You are the hero. We're gonna put posters all over you, the city. You're gonna run for mayor, but I wish I could give you an answer as to why there's duplicate types of things going on. You know, the serial number, two different IDs. Okay. Okay. Oh, thanks. I knew it. I somehow feel you were talking to her when I was on hold, so sorry to duplicate you. That's why I hung up and you would call back. Anything else from me, let me know, okay? Because I know it's real confusing. I have another machine I found and I go, okay, wait a minute, I can't find this one in my, Xerox is actually sending email notifications and they're confusing. Like, wait a minute, I don't have this machine. So anyway, that's a different story. But thank you so much. Okay? All right, bye-bye.
Did you see the speeds?
Oh, no. Now, what's benchmark in those?
What do you mean?
What's top notch download speed? So 188 out of 200? Or?
20, 30, 25, 25 over 25 is recommended.
Oh, and we're at 188?
And hook right in.
Oh, jeez.
We're actually streaming live. Let's go outside, okay?
Okay.
What I'm doing is, I just set this, let's put it this way. If I connect this into one of these, we'd have any camera. Right now it's just using the
laptop.
The laptop. So worst case scenario, if you have a lot of you turn this around.
This is almost like play B.
Well, this is how simple it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We could use our cell phones to broadcast.
Mm-hmm. With the Bob Allen trademark tripod.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's everything we can do. Okay, so I'm not worried about the technology overbearing. I'm worried about doing this politically correct. I don't want to go out there and start something that we don't have a team that's really committed to doing it, and basically what we're doing. So we have a couple of choices. Okay. One of the things in saying Patrick was a little premature. Okay, because basically this was what I wanted to find out today, when we're going to start. Okay. The question that we have to answer this group is, do we just want to be the technical side and ask them to provide the answers, or would we like to handle the whole thing? Okay. So if we want to handle the whole thing, we really don't need anything from Patrick. Okay. Okay.
Except for possible announcers.
No, I said if these guys, if Washington wants to be the announcer, if they want to take on the announcing as part of this whole thing.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say why.
Right.
Because the kids who've done it, okay, just, like the girls and everything, they're not announcers per se. In other words, they understand the sport, they understand the players. So maybe we have one of them as the color commentator.
Yeah, and benchmark with that is when Cheyenne did. I really don't know all that much about volleyball.
Exactly.
But Cheyenne,
well,
I can engage her.
It's knowing the kids, it's knowing the players.
Right, that's the hard part. Number so-and-so is and pronouncing their names or the RSM.
So this is something, I mean, we have, my thought process was 3 or 4 wood panels. That gets 8 feet on both sides of that. 8 feet high, we're never going to be higher than 8 foot. You got more than enough lighting in here. The 2 big ones are theirs, okay? No, I'm sorry. I forget which one. 2 of those are ours and 2 of those are theirs. All of this, come over here. This is all ours. This is our,
Ooh. That's the thing you were envisioning being.
that's a $5,500 camera. There's only things to set it up.
What's the quality look on that? Is it hard to hook up?
The answer is yes, we're not gonna hook it up here, you've got to be on the network and everything.
Okay.
But once it's done, you have presets. See that board there?
Yeah.
That's the control board with the joystick.
It looks like a phone.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are all presets. You have 64 presets that you can set, and all you gotta do is click 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes there automatically. Stephanie, when she was doing it in the studio at Food Chair, she made this into 8 cameras.
Get out of here.
Close up on someone's face, 1, 2, 3.
And she was able to probably have what, thumbnails as to what they were. Is that how it worked? That's too much detail, but I had to ask. I mean, that's
No.
power. That's power. I mean, you usually only have 3, but you
Yeah.
don't even have 8.
No.
From top
Well,
to
you can
bottom.
go to
side
64 if you're smart.
Ah, jeez.
So all of this, okay, is all equipment that, how shall I say it? Just,
It's all here. It's just we need
Yeah.
the people, right?
Yep.
That simply put.
we need the people, and we need somebody like yourself who sees this and probably could help be a leader.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
In other words, if you take this burden a little bit off of me, we're gonna be.
Well, it's just like your direction, meaning.
So let's go outside, we'll look at the way that, look at this.
It is so good. It's only about a 3-second delay.
Yeah. No.
Less than 3 seconds.
No, it's well, why get outside? See, then I got tremendous speed microphones worth $400 a piece.
Where you get these on eBay or?
No, this was 7 years ago, I had a sponsor, okay? Alex Viejo, when we were doing this, man.
Lights on?
I think I'm like 2 years older than, I mean, 2 months older than Brett, but yeah, he lives right down the street from me.
You guys have been friends a long time.
Yeah, we've been friends since middle school.
So what does he do? Play football?
No, he plays baseball.
Oh, I wanted to show you something.
How you doing otherwise? Overwhelmed? You doing okay?
No, I'm fine. Yeah. After school every day, well, I get out at fourth period, so my last class is right now. And every day I go up to Westlake and I work with my golf coach.
All right.
So.
Who's your coach?
George Yankus. Okay. Westlake.
That's
Yes.
the internet speed here is.
It's unbelievable.
It was fast.
Yeah.
Well, he told me like usually benchmarks 30, 40.
You know, if you get 30 over 30.
Look at that.
Yeah. I want to show you something. I didn't get a chance to show it to you last week. Yeah. Let me, remember I was telling you about golf? I want to show you one of the things that we did some years ago was I told you the top 18 holes of golf. I was going to show you the little old website that we have. It's not as fast as I thought it was. But anyway, let me share with you what my thinking is, okay? We want to certainly do sports. Do you want to do the announcing?
I mean, that's something I would be interested in, but I mean, I was talking to Brett, and Brett had some camera ideas, and he was like, it's our senior year, we want to be like upbeat, because I also lead student section, so I like lead the chants and all that stuff, and I couldn't really be a part of that if I was announcing with all that, and that's what Brett was. That was the main point, because we've been doing this for 3 years now.
Okay, so let's not look, okay, at your group as any of the after-school sports.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot find there's no sports center for Pacific View League sports.
I see that.
Why can't we have one show a week here, okay, during lunch hour, where we do a sports center?
Or just like talk about like stuff during the week.
Yeah.
I think that would be way more like low pro and really cool. And
Just to build on what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
I realize, because one of the first things I heard was you're busy, and I know you are, and so whatever you're involved in, it's really got to have something that gives back to you major time, or why be involved in that.
Exactly.
And so first impressions when I first saw you is like just with the three of you, I think you're more of the person like in front of the camera, doing the interviews, leading the broadcast. You're being seen. Okay, and I mean that positive, not trying to suck up to you. You're the person in front of the camera. You represent your leader. Brett, his mind's incredible. He could be the one, okay, camera one, camera two, spot, all that type of stuff. But we can accomplish that like in an hour, or whatever lunchtime it is.
Well, you don't have to do it live.
No, and
in other words, you put the playbook together, just like you were talking about.
And again, I promise I won't talk anymore. I had
Don't stop. Come on, Peter.
But Channel Islands, I was impressed with the volume of people. Okay, that's positive. But they were trying to shoot it live. And there was things like going, wait a minute, music's playing. Wait a minute, it's wrong. And, the person in front scratching her nose, and that's being broadcast. And I had to chuckle and going, why couldn't you just take your time? And again, if I could use real examples, Brett would go, okay, cut, wait a minute. You're picking your nose, let's do that over again. And just get it done. Wait a while, touch it up a little bit, bam, out to wherever it needs to go. But that's why I was thinking specifically, if I just made this all about you, your profile is, you need to be the one that's out there being the poster person, the representative of it all. And you're Brett's best friend, and if I'm off base with that, if he wants to be on the camera too, but I can tell he seems like he knows the process. He thinks like an engineer. Yeah. So any comment to that? Again, I want to say period.
No, I mean, I 100% agree with that. I don't like. I wouldn't want to be just like the only like the main. I mean,
There'll be people surrounding
No,
you.
yeah,
You would have to be, and that's why I'm empowering you.
Yeah.
Only person I know right now, I know some people here, but I've met you, and it's almost empowerment where, again, if I could talk with you, is there a profile of a female that maybe who has similar personality that would fit for you?
yeah.
That's not up to us. That would be up to you in terms of choosing that person, you and Brant, and then seeing if that person was interested.
I think one of the people that he didn't come to the first meeting. His name's Cade.
Okay.
Super cool, funny kid. He's kind of like to like near Brad, but he was one of the original ones on the ESPN table. It was me, Cade,
Good.
Simon, and Brad. And Cade didn't come to the first one because that was or the one in Northern because that's when he had a funeral. And then he couldn't make it to this meeting because he had water to leave. But he's pretty, I think something like a lunchtime thing, whatever.
Let's get it done.
Yeah, just like once a week, like you said. He'd be down for that. He's a great
It's sick, and that's why you need to press us for truth and making sure we're on track.
Yeah.
And we're showing you all the realities, and it's just not a bunch of this going on.
Yeah.
But then you need to go out and talk to so-and-so and say, based on the conversation you had, this is legit. We're all busy, but this is going to give us a lot of exposure to what we do on. I mean, it'll be your decision when you put it on the internet, or for people who want to see how your communication skills, we'll take a look at this link. This is what I did in high school. So that's why, to build on Bob was saying, you're kind of like, well, God brought us to you. Now it's your job to say, okay, is this legit? Is this doable? Does this help you guys? And then, we realize they're busy. And then it'd be just less than an hour investment. Make sense?
Hey!
Talked about 30% too long on that one. And I'm trying to oversell, but I understand the mentality and why Channel Islands has a click. Maybe that's not the right personality. And this is the better way to do it. Start off with a leader, and then get the real talent in here.
Will you set the studio up there?
I don't have 6 kids.
I know last week was a little challenging with the passing of a friend and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, the busyness. And that's what I was telling Bob,
This group,
for Mason, he's probably has 10 things going on. And this has to be one of the top 3 things that'll pay him back. And it's fun.
So we're talking with
It's fun.
them about is maybe doing a.
So if it's not fun, don't worry. Because like I said, I have ideas, but it's you guys. We were talking about the panels and this. I was even thinking like the volleyball. I contacted Patrick Casey. We got full cooperation from him. And then I go, do you have any volleyball players, JV? And what he said is, you know what? Let's ask Mason. Let's give him first dibs at who actually does announcing. Do you get somebody like you or somebody who's a color coordinator with somebody who knows volleyball and the names? And that's what I do. I kind of engage that person. But as I'm practicing empowerment, saying, I'll help him make decisions, but I give you ideas that water polo and volleyball are ready for us. And I just want to get your opinion as to who the 2 players are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, my sister plays volleyball, so
We can even do this as a test pilot where you go, okay, let's try it out. How much fun was it? Too hard, too frilly, too silly?
I really want to try it.
I'm all into that. You're actually my customer, and I got to make sure you're happy.
But
So
I'm looking at things here.
So you tell me, boss.
I don't have I still don't know.
No, and I was thinking just your involvement. The studio might be, the thing that you do an hour, but along with, as long as I first ask you and you say, you know what, I'm gonna hand that empowerment back to you. And what I work with Patrick Casey and saying, who are the personalities? And I might ask you, do you know these people? And I might ask you some blessing, not blessing. It's again, I'm making you. Is that good?
Yeah,
I was even thinking, again, how I'm thinking, let you maybe do some of the first interviews with the coaches, and you can leave if you want. But see, I'm just brainstorming, but now we're starting to narrow down an hour in this time frame. Let's get a template as to what we do, and then somebody like Brent actually would orchestrate it, and we'd slow down enough to minimize the mistakes, and have fun with it. But I've seen Buena's productions, I've seen Channel Islands, and quite frankly, I know we can do 3 times better, and it's not that hard. And then we can take it farther than they do, based on the permission of the principal and all that stuff.
2 hours.
And I think as it like,
They come to class.
say we did one on Monday, we talked about the football games that happened, and we put that online, and I could put it on Twitter, and you see his preps, could retweet it, and anything like that. And I think that would get more publicity, more kids fired up, and kids that go through would see that and want to be part of that. And I think that's
Perfect.
I think that's what would really kick it off.
I think so, and I'm not one. I think something that takes a little bit of time versus rushing always will pay off better than if we rush into it. And I'm just giving. You may know this already, but I specialize in documentaries. And how cool it would be, like for instance, if you wanted to make a professional profile on who you are, interview you, do some sample swings in terms of who you are, interview certain coaches. And then it's like a 3.5 minute profile on you, and we do it here. And then we do that for students, who are trying to take things to the next. And it doesn't have to be athletics; it could be a music type of thing. It'd be. So I'm sorry, I'm dreaming big on this. Gosh, it's all about the concept. The old thing: bring a resume. Here's a resume. Well, forget that. I mean, once you take a look at it, take a look at my LinkedIn, it has a video, yes. And it's the fact that we put your name on the SEO, so everybody type your name and that goes up, you get the top hits and video. Anyway, the reason I talk about this is because I've done it. It's like, people go, okay, so what, you have a black belt, can you fight? Guess what, I can fight. I just have to have a canvas belt, it's just kind of like. But anyway, I just want to share some of the dreams that I think are very realistic. But Mason, it really needs to fit into your schedule. It should be fun. It's something to invest in your, in your future. I hope he gets the blessing of your dad, your mom, your entourage. So I'd like to go through the whole checklist. Absolutely. All right. All right, I'll shut up. You get some nutrition, you're an athlete, man. You got to keep that metabolism high.
I got a roll off the left like this.
Where are you showing? How many times have I allowed to see you per year?
I'll take the paper.
This was Ventura.
Just come over and show that.
Oh, the 18 holes.
Yep.
It's so funny because I just
This was the whole thing. We started up in Simi Valley, came all the way down, played every hole, went up to Ojai, and then came back to Somas. Okay, this was every one of the courses. Then this is the picture story.
He was a master of the.
Okay.
Well, I thought he was a master. Oh, he was just like.
And I was closed now.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even sound those like Isaac Hayes. Oh gosh. That's good.
This was, we were going to do 17, but
The thing I know about
we didn't have time, so.
Sought after person. It's like everybody wants you to do things. You got all this talent, but
4. Yep.
So
Then we did Sterling Hills. We did 12 and 17.
I've been encouraged with profiles.
Spanish Hills, 15 and 14. And then we went over to River Ridge and played 14. Went over to Buena and played the old 11. I don't know whether you remember that 11 grip. We used to, I played every Sunday. That's my home course. So everybody would try and get out to the early because the wind would turn around at 10:30 and you'd have to hit in 211 yards into the wind. And then this was the old Olivas Park 12 that went around the turn, which, I really loved. We played 14, right? Then we played, 7 is the up at Soul Park is the one over the river. And then we played the 2 at Ojai Valley Inn. That was neat. I was able to get the pictures of it, yeah. And 17. But, and then actually, Bob Butita and I played against Mark. You know Mark With?
Yeah.
You ever see him?
I'm playing one of his tournaments this weekend.
Do me a favor. television.
When I was doing this regular,
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
We were
people
before
acknowledge
you got
that.
married.
Okay. And you
That's
guys
how far back.
That's awesome.
We go.
I'll let them know.
Okay.
I saw Bob on Monday as well.
Oh,
I,
now.
It's
Man,
not
local.
local.
It's global.
Man, you can get recruited from Switzerland, you know? You do it right, do it legal, do it right, nothing moral.
You get this.
I'm
It's
down
like
for
this
that,
picture.
yeah.
But we gotta get you lined up in terms of painting your
Yeah, I think Mondays would be better for me.
And I'm talking
Right,
about some
right,
Spanish
right, right.
kind of money
It's
you
also
pull.
the week, the past week, and what's coming up.
Yeah,
That's why I have to get out of this system and go to another
You know,
one.
I'm talking way too
Just
much.
text
I
me.
think I need a cup of coffee.
Thank
You
you
take
again.
care.
See ya.
I hope everything I said made sense. It was a lot,
It
but
did.
okay?
It was all good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take care.
Okay, I'll come, I hear you. Man, why can't, is it that we're not getting the word out to the kids? How can kids not want to be involved in this other than not knowing?
Competition for other things.
One is after school.
Okay.
This is called after school right now?
No.
No, the
Class.
career education.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that is a limited draw. We don't have, what made it work before when I was doing it, I had 9th and 10th graders doing beginning video, then 11th and 12th that progressed to the ROP. There's no feeder.
See, what's happened is, and don't get me wrong, this was something that he should have been relieved of the band, and
Yeah,
this
sure.
should have been full time. We would have had something that would have been magnificent.
But even that's why he did release me from band, because he didn't want to put the money into this.
Yeah.
No, I understand how this works out. He should be a quarterback. We got him as a
Well,
defensive end here. You know, let's move to the quarterback.
I'm gonna talk to Ted about how can we somehow get more.
Ted doesn't know. Ted is a brand new administrator.
Yeah.
He wasn't even aware of the program. He was kind of overwhelmed by it when you came to him.
Okay.
So he's not the answer, it's the principal.
Okay, let me talk to her.
And see, what I really want to do, when I ran this program before, I had 4 Macs that we would edit on, Bluetooth the different projects to one computer, put a 12-minute project together. That was our every other week. We would air a project. Live at the high, sports, activities, entertainment, school activities. That would be our regular every 2 weeks. So if I had 6 computers, because we can't put a computer lab in here, we can't put a computer lab next door. It would be nice, but that's accessing the stage.
And they have one, over on the other side.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
It's the Wi-Fi here is powerful on the internet.
Everything is in place to go.
It's all relative in terms of.
You know what? Let me check with him. And the only reason I'm saying, I saw him the other day, he was at a electric component during the pathways, okay? And how do we get the message out to all the students that is anybody interested in wanting to learn the links? I'll put the right words in, okay? But I would like to see us get started with something. And when I say this, not kids who are looking for credit, okay?
Well, it's not gonna ever work that way.
Yeah.
No, it's
Never
gotta be
gonna work.
passionate.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that I call it verbal jujitsu. I respect this man, but I would like to do this with him every once in a while. But, but just real quickly, it's just the fact that I already have a relationship with Patrick Casey. And I said, you know, one of the things I'm doing, Bob, and Bob needs to kind of pull me back, is I said, let's just get something done. If I gotta work with Patrick and saying, who are some JV, some people with some color and personality that I can mentor to broadcast, let's just get that done, and maybe something starts building from there. We have test pilots, we have examples, but you know, I think it's just a matter of getting started. But he's saying his job is to make sure things are organized in place, you know. So
See, we've got, when I say the Xerox SoCal, who represents, I would say pretty close if we can put a program together, ready to come in, and maybe even talk about putting in tilt pens and cameras in the gym, and real control room,
Yeah.
you know?
but that might be a future thing.
I'm thinking something, okay?
Okay.
We now have a media academy with students that are going to that school.
Right,
That's what it comes down to.
Why
Years
can't,
ago, I wanted an
why
academy
can't,
here.
and wait a second, and I have freshmen and sophomores only there. why can't we talk to Roger about those kids maybe coming to class here,
That'd
to the
be,
Career Education Center?
that'd be,
Well, will they give them transportation to get here?
I will find out.
And the 9th and 10th grade, that's why these CEC has been 11th and 12th, because they're more likely to have
a
a
vehicle
vehicle
or
to
fly.
get there.
Okay,
And they used to have bus transportation for ROP.
they do if you go to Camarillo. I know.
Yeah.
It's all of this.
I know. Wait, I'm starting to think now,
Okay.
how could the kids there, I know that they're already signed up, they wanna be in that, right? How can we get them here to do live streaming of sports at Oxnard High School?
Yeah.
That has to be a selling point with their parents.
Yeah.
But you're talking about 9th and 10th graders.
Yes.
And they're just into a new school, and there's new things going on over there.
But this is specifically the media academy.
The Media Academy, which should be doing something like this anyway, and they'll get us a new school.
But they don't have sports there. And what
Unless
they're
you know
doing
something.
is they're setting up, you know, the whole thing.
In
And it's
2
short.
years, you'll have a four
Yes.
years, freshmen through seniors,
Hey,
and they'll bring in some kind of sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably less mainstream, maybe.
But I'm thinking,
Well, it's gonna eventually open up. It's a technology school.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have some kind of sports because they want
Yes.
that attraction.
Can you benchmark,
Yeah.
Foothill Technology is a
Yeah.
perfect example in terms, didn't start, but
Right.
now has.
Right.
And it took a few years, not too long.
Yeah, because when they first opened, they asked me to come over there.
Really?
Mhm.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure they get
Because
calls
they
all
were
the time.
seeing, what I was doing at that time here. But I couldn't leave here. I did get a couple of students from there coming here in the evening or after school for ROP at that time.
By the way, did your sign-in change?
Oh, no,
I couldn't sign in on that computer.
that's an L, right? You put an L, that's the L.
No. Now I know why.
Just English. Alphabet is so straight. What's the difference between a 0 and an O?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a small I and an L? What's up?
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'd like to.
I'm sorry.
Wait a second, I gotta be with two of you?
I know, you get this on, you get this on HBO, you know? This is not pay-per-view.
Oh my gosh, this is,
No, I'm excited, but I know, it's incubation is our word here. Incubation is not a microwave process, you know? It's gotta start off as an embryo.
Well, see, my problem is I had an up and vibrantly running program here. And I have kids in the business who came through my program and doing wonderful things. One kid is a line producer on a new show, and they're doing a shoot in their school, and he's trying to get in here to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's one of 6 that are doing great things like that. Started from scratch here.
what's the English teacher's name here? I forget his first name, Neil?
Which English teacher? A male
The
teacher.
one with the boxer.
Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Marcel. You know, his mom lives down the street from me. Some way we have to be able to recruit kids here. I don't understand. It has to be that the word's not getting out.
To me,
Well,
it's
the
like,
word's not getting out. It's not getting out early enough because there hasn't been a viable program here. There are other academies that have grown where they take kids to make their academy go. That's one reason my band is dwindling in size, the choir is dwindling in size because kids are taking out of programs to make other programs go. Which pisses me off, but that's what they do.
and you know, it's, I think like twofold, it's, making this fun as attractive and a popular thing to do. You know, and that's why people join clubs. It's
Well, see, that's what kids forgot about that because we were broadcasting because we had the hub here and I could control all the TVs on campus.
Mhm.
And second period, turn it on. Kids see themselves, and, That's what I wanted kids to see themselves to get them interested. I could do this too.
Well, you know, and Bob gave me his best answer, but I'd love to hear your response. But Bob and I attended over and saw Channel Islands High School do the production. And on the positive side, it's just they had volumes of people, students there doing it. But on the little bit humorous side and challenging side was they were trying to do it live, and it was almost like a joke. Music was going, one lady's like scratching her nose like this, you're on, you know? And Bob was the first person that said, why can't they produce it and then edit a bit and then produce it?
That's my way of doing it. You don't put kids online.
No, but
by the way, I told him that also. I did not take credit for it. I said, this is from the Ozarks.
But you know, it's just kind of like,
and you're right.
what
God does it, but it's
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
What happened if he gets sick one morning?
Yes, exactly.
Okay?
I don't know the differences if he was there or not, because the way it was done, it's just like there was really no supervision. It was just really intelligent young humans giving it their best shot.
Right.
And I guess my question to you is, how did they get the volume of people there? Because there were people just sitting around watching, and 4 people in the control room.
They have a class.
They have a class. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
They don't have one here.
And, you know, so we're trying to benchmark. That's why I use foothill technology. But I feel like we have the equation, but it's going to take, a little tweak, and then the pipe's going to just explode. And I don't know what that is.
Well, if I could have my way, which I was trying to do for this year, I would have, what I was going to set up was 2 beginning video classes,
Okay.
and then the after-school class here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would teach either mariachi or choir, 1 music class. That would be my 5 classes. So I had the 2 beginning classes, freshman and sophomore.
Jeez.
You know, then you develop a base. A base has to be developed.
And you know, that is my
The kids tell their friends, but once kids see themselves on TV, how can I do that?
You know, it's a secret formula. But then even talking to Mason here, what we talked about is, why can't we just do 45 minutes, 1 hour, and do a short program here in the studio, get it done, edit it, and go off and do other things that you're busy doing. But we have something that everybody sees now.
Who's going to do the editing?
You know, as far as I'm concerned, right now, one person who I think would be good at it, and I haven't met everybody, is Brent is actually a very engineer mind, reminds me of Bob. But I gotta say, editing, shoot, I'll do the editing. Let's just do a start.
That's what it's going to come down to.
I just want,
well,
one nice production with students in front, as long as they're being seen, I'll sit down with a student and help edit. But once it's done, it's out. And we have it out. And then now we're getting the sensation you're saying.
Right.
Whoa, wow, a television? How do I get involved in this thing? And then Simon. So we had 3 people here, I think you saw. We had Simon, who seemed to be on the shy side. And I was not trying to, and he's junior, but I was thinking profiles. I could see him doing real important work in behind the scenes of the camera. Mason is kind of like a face kind of person. And then Brent is an engineer. So it's kind of like I'm already kind of putting people in roles, and they might say, I don't want to do that, but at least it's a start. But we just got to get one done. And under Bob's structure, it'd be like a lunch hour. Get at least 5 people to get something done, and then we can edit it right here. I mean,
well, if you plan in the beginning, okay, and pre-plan. So, like I said to Nathan, we want to do a sports center. You come in here on a Monday, what happened over the last and talk about it. Now you want to talk about starting at Oxford High School, that's fine. Pacific View League is nowhere to be found on the portal site that will give you all the
I would have been to that. That's why we know there's a board. We know there's a board to be filled.
And for me, that's a void.
Will you explain if you were up to you? It sounds like there are just too many things in the way of it getting it the way Lundy would like to have it. It's just a perception.
I just thought of something.
But we can get it going. But go ahead.
why can't we go over to each of the schools, like there are 3 schools that I know have, 4, I know 3. Rio Mesa has video,
See, I had video.
CI Pacifica. Why can't we go over to those teachers and ask them if anybody wants to have?
Well, that's what the counselors or someone is supposed to sell
They-
programs.
they have-
But
that's
the
a great idea.
principal doesn't push that. They have principal meetings. He sits with the principal.
But if I go to Todd, and I say, Todd, why don't you ask, let me come into your class and ask how many want to be in here?
That's another way, but the principals talk to the counselors. The counselors are the ones who program it.
Counselor, okay, I was thinking council, okay, board of trustees.
No.
I'm thinking when you go over to a class, even here, that class, the what do you call it? The video class that's being taught here, I mean, the computer class,
Mm-hmm. The business program.
the business program. When we talk to that program,
Well, there's a group, and I talked to her during the summer. There's a senior component for video that they can't put the seniors in because it's not a video class.
so why can't we do that here?
It would have to be through the school day.
Yeah, what about it, lunchtime?
Time.
To do what?
I know,
Okay.
Lunchtime would be so frustrating.
yeah, okay.
And you know, it's just like, when you start thinking about the impossible, you have to say, okay, God, you gotta perform a miracle, but while we're here, it's like, I wanna focus on if we can get just one test pilot with students who are recognized and capture one.
Well, tell me this,
Talk to
because
me.
you know this. Just say we want to do a 8-minute presentation.
Right.
How long is that going? From conception to broadcast. And if we do that at lunchtime, it'll be 2 weeks before we get.
No, and let's understand, and I have enough experience to know that Bob is just kind of like the way I describe us. We can be the MacGyver of technology, and I know how to do major productions, TDC, cameras, everybody at the whole thing, and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying, name that tune, or one of these cook shows, you have half an hour to produce an 8-minute show, time. As long as we organize and we have a structure, we're helping them. In fact, we're actually the first one taking the reins, but they're sitting there, and if we have nobody,
That's
as
what's
long
gonna be,
as I have 2 people up front,
who can handle that in front of
that's all I'm asking for. And I know, Bob keeps me accountable to a lot of things, like especially the editing, because the reality is, what is it, for every 1 minute, it's an hour. Well, you know what? I know how to do it enough quality where I got an hour or less, and you want 8 minutes? Okay, let's just get it done. And I'm not saying we do this on a consistent basis. Let's just get the first one. And, bare bones, I just need 2 real strong personalities up front with, and maybe you can provide this interesting content that they can talk about.
Well,
That's basic.
The thing is, the content, we know what we're going to get. Okay, so I don't think there's anything about that. I think we're trying to figure out, and this whole thing has been good for me because I've expanded my thinking process. This doesn't only have to be at Oxnard High School. This is where Oxnard High School is teaching a class after school that kids, sophomores and juniors that are in there, they can come over here and take this course and start getting credit for not only coming to the class, but also for doing the live broadcast.
And he is so right on. It's just the reality, what you just asked me, was how do we get the first one done? Because I even had the thought, well, can we take some students here and through some form of transportation, the right timing, go over to Channel Islands, use their crew, and shoot the personalities of the Oxnard High School students, take that content, quickly edit it, and it shows the next one.
Sure. All that's doable.
But I understand where you're coming from, but it's just like, it don't happen until we start getting people going, how do I be a part of that? And I'm not trying to simplify things, but
We don't have a time limit on this.
right.
Okay, well, we have a time limit. We have a time limit because of the CDC course, okay? I was here and I had 6 students signed up. They're not, and because they're students that are just looking at it for credit, I'm not sure Tiffany will continue the program with that.
And that's
Okay.
fine. And just the last thing I'll say is the fact that I know one of the simplest formulas that you can give students here. If I get a bunch of pizzas here from Sam Ishmael and soft drinks, shoot, we'll feed them, but just as long as people, they could be eating and standing and watching around, as long as I have stuff somebody's face real quickly and they can go sit down. I know that pizza things works. Go figure. They're not here for the content, they're here for the pizza. But you know, I'm tricking them into, hey, get a future here. All right, I'm done.
That's the whole key here. This is this whole internship training. In order to do something for these kids that, can open them up, but you gotta get kids that have an interest in it.
Yeah, and
Not just to get credit for it.
Yeah, but then I'm telling you.
That's what's wrong with the CEC program.
But I'm telling you, well, they're looking for credit, come for the pizza, but then I have an idea, I'll ask Sam Ishmael, would you like to be part of it? Can you deliver a certain amount of pizzas? I'll buy the soft drinks if that meets, if that's not breaking the rules or doesn't get fired.
But I just wouldn't do it I use
one
that.
time.
You may have to do it a couple of times.
All right, but I'm just telling you, what my goal is just get one piece of decent content to be played on the monitors the following morning.
Yeah.
And I do believe there's going to be a show. You know, these make something to half an hour. Your job, Mr. O'Connor, if you choose to it, is you want to have 1 hour to produce a 15-minute documentary, and you're going to be competing against Bob Allen and Peter Godinez. That's what we're doing here. We just need one.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing comes tumbling.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. Talking way too much.
That's it. I gotta go.
Hey, charge me. Send me invoice for the overtime, man.
By the way, look at this for a second.
Oh,
This is a
it's
complete,
mine. Sorry.
this is a complete broadcasting. This has been on, I'm bad with my finger mouse. Just using Flash Media Encoder with this, okay? I mean, we don't have rocket scientist type stuff.
That's why it's so nice today. You don't need all that.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Look at this, there's no hard wire connection here. Look at this with 3 USB ports into a USB 3.
Cameras in, USB 3.
You didn't know it was show and tell time, huh?
I just wanted to see what it was like here. Anyway,
One last thing as I walk out.
You know that I'm not equipped, okay?
Ursula Burns is my boss.
Okay.
She's the CEO of Xerox.
Okay.
I'm promoting her. She sits on the board of the National Academy Foundation, and I'm keeping her all day.